Chapter 5.
Now we are in another chapter 5.
Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire.
Oh, beautiful.
With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Well, at least Iggy is prepared for this weather. That was actually pretty badass. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. I'm sorry, but just let me check if there's anything. Yes! Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that Bozo car? I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those
Luca
woods.
looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous things in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You know my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
You gotta keep moving. Okay, now I'm kinda happy that we came here. Okay, let's go, Iggy. I'm gonna forget your name in about a minute or so.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow.
Yeah, that's where we came from the last
Faint seams were visible along the surface.
time. A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like that. Where's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's on a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh, still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before you can punch out. Let's get this over with. What's all this? Hard to say with all this, no? I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Whipwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. What do you guys want me to do? Situations such as this, I find it best to check stuff first and ask questions second. So, okay. So, okay, sure. Just want to make sure that I could go or not. Ah, this is what I thought.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around? Where'd all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get to some answers. Let's keep moving.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff we put up around Whipwood. The stuff we put up... I don't know. Aha! This stuff looks familiar to you? Looks like the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, yeah. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
I don't know what minnows are. Fish, probably. Whatever happened here, it's happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic hang-atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. You're a little bitch. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Just gonna sit there? I need answers. Luca. The way the snow covered everything over. It's kinda calming. Yeah. I haven't had the time to say it, but thanks. Huh? Organic is away from the strips. My starter froze up back there. Yeah, I should be the one apologizing. This has happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gun could do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
He motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse ass. Yes, you are. You were. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's just how it works. Yeah, I'm having a hard time following. You want me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
He shrugged.
Because he's an idiot. It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored. Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. We're all always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everyone in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
It must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
I'm also in the middle. We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah, in the cold. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all of this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Don't sleep in the cold, you dumbasses! Luca? Yeah. I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what? Huh.
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep.
And dying.
Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. And then he died.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face, the doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
You already saw the doppelganger once.
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials.
Sometimes we are our own worst enemy.
Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this.
This is gonna go badly.
She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
I got very silent because it was very interesting and I didn't want to interrupt. And we still didn't see this person.
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
That's what I think you're doing.
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
He's kind of an idiot. You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker of the infinite expanse of possibilities. Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a Nat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, Belle, we just want to find a safe place out of here. Another place away. Gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to live, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe, or this is also just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. Well, at least you can cross that. You both grew up here. But the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair. But a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need the whole town to replicate the whole town. And this, to pull off such a feat, would require immense labor power. Which could be moved would be moved. What? And which could not move would require precise duplicate. Would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. I think so, unless auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete this tapestry, oh my god, just say it in a simple way. Well, you can leave that to the miraculous thing that we call a brain. He has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
I'm uncomfortable too. So you're saying that someone went an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the only question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to
Nat narrowed
uncover.
his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they
He
could.
looked down at his feet. His eyes darted back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home, run, little boy,
He
run.
sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simple head west through Whipwood. Wow.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more.
Who even is that guy?
As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
I knew it!
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time, I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
Would you give me the sleep like that? What if I couldn't find you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Is it Gur? You gotta hide. Almost. 259, okay. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like we did sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is
He bent
overrated.
down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Nice dance. Haha, weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. These Dickenses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey. Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who are you helping? Hey, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah blah blah. Look, I've had hard learned a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Kurt and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Ned mentioned something about the source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever said the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we'd snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Alright, let's do this. I know where it is. Come with me. Can get awfully cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you to stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you? Yes.
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Yes. Ah, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Can you just leave? Nope. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under the tree? That's the long part of the story. When Roll were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you
Iggy
didn't.
stifled a chuckle.
Yep. Just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primal fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the look on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence in Lilo. So I brought them under the tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. Figured some grown-up found and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks who got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. Yes, I am. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. No, I'm not. It's just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's but yay. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman and superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? Yes. You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Who's there? Is it an ambulance or the police? Crooks, I don't know. Just like this whole stinking place. Another one! No, can't go. Okay, whatever. No, not whatever. Let me one final. Nope, okay.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa! I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. Haha! I told you, because I already played the other... This is a source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Oh no! Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. You're the annoying one. Grr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Reds is cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is a source where they collected the unrefined...
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. But the media don't know. Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us. You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. Yes! The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for a curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Our smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. No boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Oh, crap. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what will happen if I throw this in your precious hole? Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons.
After a long pause,
After a long
Mr.
pause,
Kerr
Mr.
flung
Kerr.
up his hand with frustration.
I took my phones and I forgot that she was reading. Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle this too from here. They even moonwalk out of
Mr.
there.
Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
Just as now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Shove it there! Kill us all! We did! His face is priceless. Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
Lion King?
Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? I love his face. Look and listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? Doesn't make a damn difference, they're all always listening. If you do that, the clippers will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25... honey, not really. You should have heard me. Oh, whatever.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
No. No. Oh, can you believe this guy? Thank you.
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Yes, you are. Like you, Kerr. You know.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Why could we travel in packs?
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Oh no, you're gonna make me do a choice! Okay, we have to do this a second time, so I'm gonna refuse his requests now, and then we're gonna step on the next one to see what happens.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair.
I hate him.
Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face.
Don't worry, Iggy. We're gonna do the other ending.
The end. I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
I know that. Let's do this again.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Oh no, it's the Lion King all over again.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
All it was needed was sacrifices. Oh, how beautiful. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Why are you here? Who are you? Are you the founder? Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Still gonna die? Oh, thank God. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend sacrificed you safely down. For a little while anyway. How? Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires ephemeral energy. I don't know how to read. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the firework makes the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As some luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would happen in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
We sure do, and it looks a lot colder. It will take him a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy his precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me, why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, we are going to save the world. Yay!
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
Oh!
Revenge served cold.
What?
Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
Apparently.
I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Really, woman? Okay. So, this is not it. We did hear everything. Okay, let's go to him. So, we are in the other ending where we're between Grandma and the other guy, and let's see what's gonna happen. Hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind, the only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
Okay.
Fran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? Only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom! Weird.
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. Should I have known I never abandoned my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Oh! You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have picked it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? You turned me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. It was better if, until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got the party to crash. Let's go! I really thought that his mom was alive, but not passing as his grandmother. I don't understand. He always wins. You don't understand.
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9.
The Devil You Know.